This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 822, 7 Benefits of Practicing Detachments from Stuff by Tony Teegarden with goodlifezen.com, and I'm Justin Malik. Welcome to the OLD podcast. That's the OLD podcast, Optimal Living Daily, where I simply read to you. I read you blogs mostly, sometimes essays, and even sometimes excerpts from books, kind of like an audiobook. And speaking of audiobooks, big thanks to Audible for their support. I use them. My brother actually got me a 6-month subscription for my birthday like a week ago, and you can get a free audiobook and a free 30-day trial at audible.com/old or text OLD to 500-500. You can support them and an author and me all at once by trying them out for free. Again, that's at audible.com/OLD or text OLD to 500-500. For now, let's get right to it and start optimizing your life. 7 Benefits of Practicing Detachments from Stuff by Tony Teegarden with goodlifezen.com. Consider for a moment what it means to live a life of detachment and what comes to your mind first. Ask yourself, what do you feel at first thought? Do you interpret detachment to mean you are disconnected from people, relationships, your emotions, society, physical stuff? It's important to measure and understand what your current belief around the idea of detachment is before you move forward with this post. Your attachment or belief around a particular definition is what ties your emotions to that particular event, thus causing an experience, whether good or bad. So what is stuff? I define stuff as scarcity that undermines freedom and family. I find it's not so much the stuff that we accumulate that binds us, but the mental and emotional attachment surrounding the stuff that can cause us suffering, such as our lack of emotional freedom and deeper connections with people. Scarcity is a powerful human emotion that can hold us prisoner if we're not aware of it. Our attachment to stuff is a form of scarcity that can affect our relationship with not only others, but ourselves. So what happens when you and I release any attachment to stuff and allow ourselves to live in the here and now without scarcity on our minds? I call it emotional freedom and the opportunity to find or live our purpose. Remember the movie Pursuit of Happiness? It wasn't called The Pursuit of Stuff, was it? This is a form of detachment I'm going to cover. Practicing detachment. Now, I'm the first to admit, I like nice stuff. I admit I have a bit of a man crush on a Bentley GT Coupe. However, I don't have an emotional attachment to the car. I simply have an appreciation for the car as I would an amazing sunset. I have the exact same appreciation of those sunsets. It's crazy to think I'd ever actually own a sunset, isn't it? Imagine if I had an emotional attachment to the sunset. Every time the sun went down, I'd be a basket case. That'd be pretty nuts of me, right? Consider your same appreciation with physical stuff in your life and imagine not being so attached to it. You can practice detachment through meditation, where you find your connection within to all that is throughout. For me, this anchors me in my emotional freedom. It grounds me, and I realize I don't need stuff. I just like the experiences the stuff can provide. There are other ways you can practice detachment in your life, some small, and some may seem big. Quote, "It's not what I'm willing to learn or gain that will move me where I want to be, but what I'm willing to let go of that will allow me the freedom to be what I am," unquote. I got rid of traditional TV and cable going on 2 years ago now. I was willing to let go of my emotional connection to it and release it. Many people couldn't imagine living without their TV shows. However, I can't imagine wasting that much time watching them anymore. The mental clutter that it seemed to cause was only apparent after I stopped a steady diet of it. For example, the attachment to be in front of the TV set at a particular time and night of the week was a small freedom unto itself. When I realized I didn't require the distraction anymore, I felt an emotional freedom which felt much better than the comfort of sitting in a chair and vegging out. I still enjoy a good movie night by all means. I'm not saying entertainment isn't important. However, the steady diet of TV, like food or drugs, can be, and usually is, abused. When you find yourself using something like TV as a distraction, it's time to detach yourself from it. Be aware of the scarcity that comes up, be mindful of it, and gently send it on its way. The 7 benefits of practicing detachment from stuff. Number 1, loving. Can there be a better result of detachment? Can you imagine the families that have argued over the stuff of loved ones who have passed away? Can you imagine the deeper connections and love that could be replaced if everyone practiced detachment of stuff? Or what about the father who spends too much time at the office away from his family because he's attempting to create more stuff in their lives? I remember hearing you can always get more money, but you can't more time. Love while you can. Number 2, laughing. Imagine if you were to play more games together with your spouse or family, or play in-home karaoke or charades, go for more walks after work, or play in the park with the family. Could laughter ensue? Of course it could. If you give it the space to flourish, you're bound to have fun. The emotional freedom allows for so much more laughter. Number 3, connection. Consider the ability to connect with more people and create deeper friendships. I can't tell you how many times when I've broken out of my routine, I've ended up meeting someone or a group of people that I've had an awesome connection with. New can be scary to some personalities, but connection is something everyone wants. Give yourself the room to experience it. Number 4, new experiences. I'm not saying you have to go out and bungee jump or go skydiving, which I've done and it totally rocks, but think about this for a moment. You don't want the stuff really. You want the new experiences that stuff provides you. That's okay. When detaching from the pursuit of stuff, you're able to enjoy the ride along the way, and yes, you'll probably end up with stuff anyway, but without the attachment to it. Identify the experience you want to have and realize the stuff is just a means to the new experience. Number 5, emotional freedom. This is a place of zero stay for me. It's where some of my best creativity comes. Because I continue to pour out, I have more room to receive in. It has taken much work to be here, but the work is worth it. This is really the result I believe more people desire, not the stuff in their life, but the freedom. Number 6, harmonious living. Have you had one of those days where everything just seemed to go right, where your relationships just seem to be in a great place? This very well can be a result of detachment of expectation and just being. Number 7, healthy body and mind. It may go without being said that the emotional baggage many carry around this has a huge effect on people's health. What happens to the mind has an effect on the body. When you release this energy and release the attachment to stuff, you experience the emotional freedom you really want. That's the experience you really desire. This is the place where you start to nurture your body because your mind is released from stuff. So ask yourself what you'd be willing to detach yourself from, even if for a short while, to test the emotional freedom waters. If you have family, share with them what your desired outcomes are, like the 7 outcomes that you just heard, and I'll bet you can get their buy-in. Imagine how cool that would be. You just listened to the post titled 7 Benefits of Practicing Detachments from Stuff by Tony Teegarden with goodlifezen.com. And audiobooks are great for helping you be a better you. And for our audience, Audible is offering a free audiobook with a 30-day free trial. If you want to listen to it, Audible has it. Just go to audible.com/old or text old to 500 and browse their unmatched selection of audio content. Download a title free and start listening. It's that easy. Whether you want to feel healthier, get motivated, or learn something new, Audible has an audiobook for that. I'm actually a narrator on Audible, fun fact, and I've been listening to one of the authors I narrate right here on this show, Courtney Carver. Her new audiobook, Soulful Simplicity, is awesome. She narrated it herself, and that's important because it goes deep into her diagnosis, how she found minimalism, and it's super inspirational, but also practical. And you can get it for free with your trial of Audible. And Audible members get a credit every month for any audiobook, regardless of the price, and unused credits roll over to the next month. If you didn't like your audiobook, exchange it, no questions asked. So get a free audiobook with a 30-day free trial at audible.com/old or text old to 500. That's audible.com/OLD or text OLD to 500. And that's it for today. Hope you're having a great start to your week. I'll be back tomorrow with a post from a brand new author. Here's a hint. He's one of the top writers on medium.com. Definitely the most popular at one point, if not right now. I'm really excited to bring his content to you, so I'll see you there in the Tuesday show tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.
Hey, this is Dan from the Optimal Finance Daily podcast, which is a lot like this show, except more focused on personal finance. Justin handpicks the best posts he can find from blogs and authors like Ramit Sethi, Mr. Money Mustache, and more, and I read them to you 5 days a week. So if you enjoy this podcast, come on over and subscribe to Optimal Finance Daily too. And together, we'll optimize your financial life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode, and head to oldpodcast.com, that's OLDpodcast.com, for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.